Honorable Minister of State, Arnaldo Brown, the Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Paul Roboto, Mr. Jerome Thomas, Acting UN Resident Coordinator, His Excellency Yuri Gala, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
You know, my colleague, Minister of Land, Water, Environment, and Climate Change, has a habit of telling the story that when he was growing up in Chapelton, in Clarendon, how many of us know Chapelton in Clarendon? Chapelton is getting very popular. As he was growing up, when he went to church on a Sunday morning, the minister would say to the congregation, "You are looking especially wonderful this morning." And he invited the congregation to say, "And you too." Now, you're looking especially wonderful. But ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to deliver these brief remarks on the occasion of United Nations Day, which, as we know, was commemorated around the world on the 24th of October. The commemoration of UN Day this year is particularly significant, given that Jamaica's 50th anniversary as a member of the United Nations coincides with our own 50th anniversary of independence. This allows us a moment of reflection on our engagement with that organization over the past 50 years and encourages us to look towards the future and our interaction with the UN system, both at the national and multilateral levels. This is with a view to ensuring that the organization not only remains true to its mandate, but that it is able to address new and emerging challenges to peace and security and economic and social development in the 21st century. Jamaica joined the United Nations on the 18th of September 1962. Over the past 50 years, we have played an active part in advancing the aims and objectives of the organization. We proposed in 1963 that the year 1968 be designated the International Year for Human Rights to mark the 20th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We served on 2 occasions as a member of the United Nations Security Council and as chairman of the Group of 77 and China. We were also at the forefront of the international campaign against apartheid in South Africa during the decades when that subject was on the UN agenda. We also supported the liberation struggles in Angola, Namibia, and Mozambique as part of our steadfast opposition to racism and racial discrimination in Southern Africa. Jamaica also played a lead role in calling for a new international economic order, following the dramatic rise in oil prices in the 1970s, which precipitated an economic crisis. Today, we lead the charge in calling for the international community to give special attention to the needs of small, vulnerable, and highly indebted middle-income countries, maintaining that such a classification deprives many countries, including Jamaica, from accessing concessionary financing and other measures that would help to promote our sustainable development. In addition to our active engagement at the UN, a number of Jamaicans have made sterling contributions to the work of the organization, many of whom are featured in the exhibition mounted here under the theme, the UN and Jamaica, the next 50 years. At the national level, we are particularly pleased with the partnership between Jamaica and the United Nations country team headed by Dr. Aaron Kasha. And I wish to place on record the appreciation of the government of Jamaica for the technical assistance and development support that we have received from the UN and its specialized agencies over the years. We have forged a rewarding partnership which has redounded to our benefit in several areas and several areas of national endeavor. We look forward to strengthening this partnership as we work collectively towards advancing the country's economic and social goals. It is our hope that our collaboration will continue to take into account the areas of priority identified by the government of Jamaica, including poverty eradication, HIV/AIDS, and the NCD's epidemic, the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons, and its companion, the illegal drug trade, as well as gender equality and the rights of children and women. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations remains the premier institution for tackling global issues of common concern to all countries, big and small, rich and poor. We will therefore continue to call for and support efforts at the multilateral level aimed at revitalizing and reforming the organization so that it is more representative of the current global order and better able to carry out its mandate in an effective and efficient manner. The UN must remain more responsive to the needs of its constituents. I wish to restate Jamaica's unswerving commitment to multilateralism and the UN's central role in an equitable, democratic, and principled multilateral process. So as I mentioned above, we have mounted an exhibition in our lobby to commemorate UN Day. We express our gratitude to the staff of the UN agencies and of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade for contributing to the exhibition. And I take great pleasure in officially launching the exhibition, which bears the name Jamaica and the United Nations, the next 50 years. And I also invite you to spend a few moments later to visit the display booth and be enlightened by the positive relations between Jamaica and the United Nations. Allow me to thank you all for joining us for this event, and I wish you a most productive and wonderful day. Thank you.